Today we are going to learn how to set up a user authentication in your HTML game and a small shop so that people can buy items using coins, and this data will be saved in the backend database. So we are going to build this in Construct 3 game engine, and the online database will be Supabase. So if you're following my videos, we have already used Supabase in our previous videos, and we are going to do the same here. Alright, so I'll show you the demo first. Okay, so this is a simple page. You can do the designing everything, but I'm focusing only on simple design. Uh, okay, so let me use the okay, and let me give some password. Alright, so let me log in. It says invalid login credentials because I haven't created uh, the login setup as of now. So this is a fresh email ID. So what I'm going to do is I will set up sign up now. So if I sign up, now it is authenticated. So it will say that first I will have to confirm my email ID. Go to my Gmail account, go to the invoice, and I need to confirm the email ID before I proceed further. So this is the Supabase user table. So if I reload it, I should see the email ID here, and it says waiting for verification. So let me go to the Gmail. Okay, let me confirm my email. Okay, done. Let me reload. Okay, last sign in. You can see that now this is verified. Okay, so let me log in again. If I click login, it says authenticated, and it will take me to the shop screen. So you can see the coins is zero now. If I click anything, nothing happens because the coins is zero. Let me add some coins. So I have added 500 now. Okay, I need to double tap the coins so that okay, let me double tap. So you can see 500 coins are added. If I select 100, it should say selected, and I own this one. And I can also select the other one. Now I have 400 points. So let's buy 400 item with 400. Okay, let me check that later. But okay, so this one works. 300. If I select it, now I can see only 100. So this details if I close the app and reopen. If I log in again, it should give me the uh, my shop details back. Okay, it says this one is owned, this one is owned, and the first one is owned. Okay, I can also select them back. All right, so it's a simple shop screen. You can customize it as per your requirement. So I'm going to demonstrate how to set up user authentication, create a shop screen with an online database. That's all. Okay, and once you watch it, maybe if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on my Discord server. So before we continue, I have an offer. So I'm offering 19 game source codes for just 499. So actually the regular price is 1685. So you can save 70%, and these are all well downloaded products. I am putting it for sale so that I can raise some money for my next projects. And also you can become a Patreon. You have the link here. You can become a Patreon and get access to all my projects, not only the existing but also the upcoming projects. If you are a publisher, if you are looking for games to be published like every month, uh, you can become the Patreon because every month I'm planning to release at least one source code. Now I'm also moving to Unity. So recently I have added a Unity source code. Okay, so I'm going to add more source codes every month. Right now the plan is to have only one source code every month. But if I have more Patreon, so I'll be able to add more source codes per month. So if you are a publisher, you can publish more games using my source codes. You can get the licenses. All right, I'll go back. Okay, then so once you this project will be available in the description and also in the comment. You can get it from there. So let's close this project and let's set up a new one. So I'll show you how to set up everything from scratch. So let's open a new project. I'll call it as shop screen. Okay, so I'm just creating in portrait. So let's follow the first layout as login. Background, it's up to you. I will put it as blue or something. Okay, so if you are new to construct, I also have the beginner tutorials. You can watch them. I also have the multiplayer tutorials. You can watch them as well. So this is like intermediate skill. If you are already developer, I hope I'm sure you will be able to follow. But if you are a beginner, I suggest you to watch my beginner courses before you come here. Alright, so I picked a random color. I renamed the layer as BG, which means background. Let's add text inputs. I'll call this as details or something. Okay, so this is text input. So this text input is for email. Email. Okay, so this is for email. Placeholder, let me put something like your at email.com. So type will be email. We need one more text input to add password, right? Okay, so I'll say your password and the type will be password. Okay, these two are ready. Now we need two buttons to sign in and sign up. Okay, so this will be sign in. This will be sign up. Okay, let me quickly check if I'm recording. Sometimes I keep forgetting it. Okay, so I have this bad habit of forgetting. All right, so this is done. Let me save this project. I'll call it as shop setup. Okay, done. So now we need to set up this login. First, we need this email ID page to be not blank. Then we'll have to check the password, and we need this to be not blank. So these are very basic things. First, when button clicked, okay, when button clicked and text input. Wait a minute. Text input email compare text is not blank. Let's do one thing. If it is blank, let's give a message here. saying that email is required. Maybe white is better, or maybe black is good. Okay, let's put it to black. Text size maybe 36. Okay, so let's not look at the design, UI, and everything. Let's focus on what we can achieve. Okay, so now if the text is this one is blank, I'll message the text as set text to dude, email your missing email ID. Okay, let's see now. So if I click on sign in, it should say you're missing email ID. Okay, so and else, which means this text input is not blank, which means I have added something in that. And furthermore, let me check the password. Again, if the text is empty, I will set the text to something like are you from Stone Age? Enter password. Okay, something like that. So here, if I click on sign in, it says, dude, you're missing email ID. So let me add the email ID at games.com or something. So if I click on sign in, it should say, are you from Stone Age? Enter password. Okay, now let's add one more else here, which means there is a text input in email, text input, and password text input as well. So now when I click on sign in, or sign up, now this should work. It should now we need to implement the database now. So I'm not going to show you how to set the database and everything, because we have already seen this in our previous video. You can watch them, or you can reach out to me, not a problem. So I'll just show you how. So we have a project. You need to create a new project. So this is the project, and create a table called shop, create a date, details, and user ID. So based on this user ID, we are going to fetch the details, and these details will have the information. Okay, as simple as that. And authentication will show you who the email IDs uh, of the users. Okay, so this is clear, right? Okay, now we need to set up the login. Let's go to API docs, go to authentication, go to bash. Okay, so here okay, let's go to user management. First I need to sign up or log in with email password. We have different options here: login with magic link via email, sign up with phone password, login with the OTP. Okay, so there are different options. You have also option to reset the password, update the user details. Okay, so this video, let's keep it very simple. Let's not get into a lot of details. Okay, so if you need more advanced tutorial, you can let me know. For now, let's put it very simple. Okay, so this is the base URL for the database. So copy this one. Let's create a global variable. Sorry, call it as base URL, and this is string. value will be this one, and this is constant, we are not going to change it. Okay, so next we are going to append this text if it is sign up, and append this text to the base URL if it is login, and we'll have to add these details as well. Okay, I'll show you how to do it. First of all, we need Ajax. So this plugin will help us to communicate with the Supabase and fetch the details, post and fetch the details. We also need the JSON. Okay, we are going to store the data in JSON for every page. For example, if you remember the shop, for each item we cannot have uh, a separate table here. So in shop you can see I am saving all the details in JSON. It's much simpler. Just I need to fetch it and put it in array and loop it. That's all. Okay, user management. Let's go to user management bash. Right. So let's set up the login first. In else, if the button text is sign in, sign in. Okay. So which means the first button. If it is sign in, then so we'll have to put this item email password in JSON first. Okay, let's go to JSON, set value, path is email, value would be email text input dot text, and the second one is password, and the value would be text input password dot text. Okay, done. So now we have the data. Now we'll have to provide the headers. Okay, in Ajax, set request header API key. So the API key, let's click on hide, click on anon public. So you can see the API key here. Copy this one. Again, create one global variable. Let's call it as API underscore key. This is string, and put it to constant because it will be the same. Now put the request header. Let's hide this one. Supabase key, which is API key, and the next request header is content type. Okay, done. So now request headers are ready. Now we need to post the data. Ajax post to URL. So the URL would be base URL, and we need to append text auth underscore. Okay, this one. Okay, done. Oh, sorry. This should be here, and I call it as sign in. Oh, sorry. One second. This one. We need to paste this one. So we are doing for login, right? And the data would be JSON dot to compact string, and this is post request, right? The method is post. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, done. So this one we have completed. Now let's see how it works. So let's also get the response. 1 second, let me call this JSON as auth. Let me create one more JSON. Let me call it as response. Okay, and now in Ajax, let me check the progress, the response of sign in. and put the response to JSON response, and it will be JSON dot last data. Similarly, if there is an error, on error sign in, similar thing we need to do that. Okay, let's debug the layout so that we can see the JSON response and authorization data. So again, let me do this. Add my email ID. Okay, let me sign in. So password, email ID, you can see it here, the JSON. Let me look at the response. It says error invalid details. Okay, let me go to JSON online editor. Okay, you can see error invalid grant, in error description, invalid login details, credentials. Okay, we can fetch this value into the text and put the text as set text to JSON response dot get of. If you click this one, this is the path, error underscore description. Okay, let me try again. Okay, so if I'll sign in, dude, you're missing email ID. Great. Publisher at gmail.com. I'm not sure if you can see this properly. If I add a wrong password, it should say invalid login credentials, right? This is good. Let me add the right one. Let's see what response will say. So I got a lot of details here. So you can see it is success. Okay, let me close this one. You can see access token. You can use this access token to log in the user without any email or password. It expires in few seconds, I mean few minutes. So you can see the data here. If you see this one, user.auth, it says authenticate, email ID, everything, all the details you can get it. So what I will do is, if the sign in is completed, I'll put the response as user.auth. Okay, so this is good. Okay, let me preview project so that you can see what I'm typing. Okay, password, let me enter the proper password this time. For sign in, it says authenticated, right? So it's very simple, right? So I've been asked by people that how do we set up login, how do we set up online database? I don't have knowledge, but it's pretty simple. It's as simple as that. If you already have a Firebase setup, we have plugins for Construct 3. You can purchase those plugins. But if you don't want to buy any plugins, if you want to do it by yourself, this is a learning for you. You can learn and understand how the authorizations, how the data will be passed between database and your game, um, and you can upskill yourself, right? So I stopped using Firebase. I am only using Supabase. So I am been implementing Supabase for all my clients. uh, so these are not plugin dependencies, right? So if the construct 3 has upgraded, maybe after a year, after 2 years, you can still use, the project will still continue properly with Supabase. Whereas if you have third party plugins, I'm not sure if they don't, if the developer has stopped supporting, you might have a problem, right? So that is why I prefer Supabase, but it's up to you, whichever is convenient. But this video, consider it as a upskilling yourself. All right, so we are done with the sign in. Now let's look at the sign up. Okay, let's simply copy paste. So let's call it as sign up. Let's see what we can do with sign up. So copy this one, simply replace this text first. Okay, and API key Supabase done. Content is application slash JSON done. Email password is also done. Okay, let's copy and paste these two as well. So let's call it as sign up. Again, this one is sign up, and let's change the tag to sign up again. Let's see what excuse me details we'll get. So again, let me try with the same email ID. Okay, password, I will use the same password. Now let me click sign up and see what the response did I get. Okay, so let's copy this one, paste the response here. It says authenticated, probably for the, even though it's sign in or sign out, because I already have an account, probably it is saying authenticated, but that's fine. Okay, so here the path is different. It's directly AUD, right? So the path should be changed here. And if it is an error, let me, one second, let me do it. Auto font size, let me remove this one. Maybe we can get a bigger view. Right, I think this is much better, right? Yeah, I should have done this before. All right, so let's see if I can add the same email ID and wrong password. Let's see what happens. Sign up. Okay, password should be at least 6 characters. Uh, okay, so message. This is the one. I will change the path now for sign up error. Should be MSG. MSG. Okay, let me add it again. Shepherd Games, publisher at gmail.com. It says password should be at least 6 characters. Now let me add some rubbish password. It says authenticated, so it has created a new account. Let me check. 1 second. Okay, so I'm adding different password now. Again, it says authenticated. So what if happens if I use invalid? Okay, it says invalid credentials. So let's do one thing. Let's create a new. Uh, let's sign up with a new account. So if I click sign up, 1 second. Let's look at the response, and this says duplicate key value violates. So it says that we already have this account. 1 second. Okay. Okay, looks like I have pressed twice. My mistake. Let me delete this one and do it again. Okay, let me sign up again. Okay, great. It says authenticated. I'm not sure whether the user has verified the account. Okay, so let's leave a message then. Instead of authenticated, check your email inbox and verify the email ID. Okay, so this is done. Let me delete. Let me delete this one and do it again. Delete user. Done. And let me sign up again. Contact at shepherd.games. Sign up. Let's look at the response. Okay, authenticated. Check your email inbox and verify the email ID. Okay, great. And, maybe it went to junk. Okay, so you can see I received the sign up email. You can customize this look as well in the Supabase, but uh, this topic is out of this video scope of this video. Okay, so let's look at that later. Okay, let's see what happens if I try to sign in. Okay, let's copy this one, and it says email not confirmed. So until email is not confirmed, don't let them pass through the login screen. Okay, confirm your email. Let's do that. Okay, done. So if I go to Supabase and refresh the page, it should say this is done, right? So this is done. So if I click on sign in now, it should say authenticated, correct? Okay, now let's create a one more layout. Duplicate it, simple. Let's call it as shop. Okay, so I have created a event sheet as well. So what happens is now once the sign in is complete, let's wait for 1 second and let's take the user to shop screen. I hope you understood the login setup, right? It's as simple as that. It's not a complicated one. If you still have any project confusion, you can reach out to me. Also, I work as a freelancer, so if you have any projects for me, you can reach out to me. Okay, 1 second. So I already have the items here. Okay, I'll just add two or three items just to save time, right? Um, let's put the speed as 60 maybe. Let's preview it and see how it works. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, so let's delete this sprite. I'll call it as item one. Let's create one more sprite. Let's put it as 60 as well. So I'm using free assets. I did not develop these assets. I found it in itch.io somewhere. I don't remember. Uh, but I just for demonstration purpose I'm using them. So I don't have this. I mean, I'm going to put the project in the itch.io. So you don't will not own the assets license for those assets. So the license which I give you is only for the source code, not the assets. Okay, I'm not going to beautify it. Let's save a lot of time. We can beautify it on your project. So let me add one more item, then I think we can move to the shop screen. I mean shop setup. So let's preview. This is too fast. Maybe 40 will do. 30. I think 30 is fine. Okay, fine. This is big. Okay, so let's put it as 50, 50. Let's put this as 125 maybe. I think this should be 200. 175. Oh, sorry. Okay, done. Let's assume that shop setup is done. Let me add one more spread for coins. Coins, yes, this one. Oh, this is too big. One second. Oh, 3000. 200 is fine, right? 200 is still big. Let's make it as 50. I think 50 is fine. 100. Okay, so this is fine. Let's put the text here. So this text will say how many coins we own. Let's put this to right. Done. And in the start, let's create one global variable for coins and put the text, set text um, set text to coins. Okay, so once I log in, I come to the shop screen. Now I will see the shop items. Here I should be able to purchase them. Okay, so let's create buy buttons. Okay, why do we need to create a new buttons? We already have buttons, right? Okay, so this button will be for item 1. Okay, let's say that this is $50, maybe 50 coins. This is for 100, this is for 200. Let's say this is 200. Okay, and this is for 100. Okay, so this is done, and let's create an array. So we're going to store all these details like coins, items to be owned in this array. So what I will do is when I click on these buttons, I should add those details in the array. Okay, let's name this sprite as coins and this one as item 3. So if I click on button on click, okay, so let's give the id, but let's give the ids to the buttons. Okay, so this will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3. So we are going to save these items in the same order in array. If we own it in array, it will be 1. If we don't own it, it will be 0. And array at 0 item will be the coins. So if I click on the button, whichever button it is, sorry once. So whichever button it is, if I have coins coins greater than or equal to the button text, second value, let's put it as int. Okay, so if the coins, for example, if the coins is 0 now, as of now, it should be at least 50 or more, right? So if that is the case, what we'll do is, in the array, first we are going to store at x0 will be the coins. Okay, let's put it as coins value. Okay, so first we are going to detect, subtract the button text. Okay, so if it is 50 points, it will detect 50 coins and put that value in the array at 0. And at we are also need to set the value of item owned as 1. So at x int button, I think button is already int. Okay, fine. Button dot id value should be 1. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. It might feel confusing, but it's not. Okay, so let me log in again. So it says authenticated and it will take me to the login screen. So here you can see there are 50 points for the first item. Let's look at the array. So the first item here is 0, which is coins. The second one is the first item. 2 is second item and 3 is third item. So if I do anything, click anything, nothing happens because we don't have enough coins. So what I will do is, uh, let me put the coins value at the beginning as maybe 500, just for testing purpose. Let me also create a function to set the buttons. For each button, no wait, in array for each, so what I'm trying to do is, if the button says, if the array has the button id as 1, for example, if I, the first item already owned, instead of 50 it should say owned. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, array at each element at x, and if button id compare instance variable which is id is loop index, which means when it is looping, it is going through each x item. uh, when the button id is matched with the loop index, so for example, if it is looping the second time, the id will be 1, and if it matches with the button id, and if the array at not contains compare at x at loop index is 1, we'll set the button text to owned. Okay, let me log in again. Let me sign in now. Okay, so if I look at the array, it says all is 0. So if I click on the first one, it says the first item is 450, and I own the first item, and the rest looks zeros. Okay, now we need to update the coins text as well as this item. So I forgot to loop it. So set the text. Okay, this one just need to call it, and I need to add the function set buttons. Okay, now let me purchase the second one. So you can see everything is 0 now. Let me purchase the second one. It says the second one is 1, and which means we own the second item. The coins is 400, and even at the top you can see the coins is 400, but the buttons did not update. So let me do one thing. Let me do the for loop. We have 3 items, right? Let me put it for 4, for example. Okay, let me put it 3. Loop index as x maybe. So loop index as x. Okay, so it will loop for 3 times. The starting index will be 1, which is the first button, and if the value is 1, it should set the button as owned. Let me try now. Okay, let me purchase the third one now. Yeah, you can see it says owned. If I click the second one, again it says owned. If I click on third one, it says owned. So if I click anything, the coins will not be detected because these are not numbers. Okay, so this is fine. Now we need to save this data into the Supabase. And when I open the game again, it should retrieve the coin numbers and the shop details as well. Okay, so I hope it's clear so far, right? Let's put the array size as just 4. Okay, you can change it as per your requirement, but for this demonstration purpose I am setting it only for 4. Now once I purchase it, I need to send this item, these details to Supabase. So I'll say update db. Let's go to Supabase. Let's go to API docs. Where is it? Shop. Let's go to bash and insert rows. This is what we have to do. Insert a row. This is fine for us. Again, same methods. We need API key. Here you can see a new, an additional header, and content type is JSON, and this one is also an additional one. Okay, let's see now. Let's simply copy paste these items here. Okay, just to save some time. So first one is API key, done. Second one is authorization, copy this one. And the second one is bearer space Supabase key. So this one space Supabase key. The third one is content type application JSON. Yes, this is done. And the third one is preferer, return equal to minimal. And this is also post. So we need to copy the next item, the required URL. Open this one, paste it here. Let's call it as update shop. Okay, let's put the function here and update DB. So here we need the data as well, right? So we need one column. If I go back to Supabase, in the shop, the ID is auto updated, created date is auto updated. This details is something we have to update. User ID, we need to save it in the whenever we authenticate, we need to save this one. I forgot to do that. Let me check. Let me create one ID, user ID string, and this is not constant. So we need user ID because next time when we need to retrieve only the item which belongs to that user. We don't want all the details, right? So that's where do we need to save that data? That is not required. So let me copy this one, paste it here. So what? Yeah, this is the ID. So user dot ID. So when this is successful, let me put it in our string. User ID is equal to JSON. JSON underscore response dot get. Path would be user dot ID. Okay, done. So when we update the shop, we need to add these details and user ID. So let me create one more JSON. I'll call it as update shop. Okay, update shop. Set value. So the path would be details, right? And the data is array dot. So we're going to save the whole array. JSON dot as JSON. And the next one is user ID, user underscore ID, and this would be the user ID. Okay, let's see if this works. Let me debug the layout. Let me go to contact at shepherd.games. Okay, let me open the networks to see if it is working fine. Okay, so if we get 200 as status, which means it's success. So if I click on 100, it says 400. Column email of relation shop does not exist. I did something wrong. One second. Okay, sorry. So JSON, I gave the wrong one. Instead of JSON underscore update shop, I gave the JSON underscore auth. Okay, let me do it again. This time let me preview it. Contact at shepherd.games. Sorry. Let me sign in. Okay, now let me buy something. Okay, the shop gives 201. So this is the payload, the details array and user ID. Okay, let me refresh. Okay, you see the entry. So 12th February 2023, which is now, and you can see the data. You can see the user. Okay. So now what we have to do is we need to pick the all the details of this user and pick the latest one and show it in the shop. Okay, it's as simple as that. So when I open it again, it will show it as the shop as none, right? This will reset. So I just want to replace everything and show the shop as to put it simple, just retrieve all the user details. That's all. Okay, I'll call it as restore shop. In the restore shop, let's go back to Supabase. Now we have inserted the rows. We need to read the rows now. Again, same thing. So this time it should be get. Till now we are doing post. Now we should do get. Um, but we don't need all the items. We need to read a specific column. Okay, so this one requires API key authorization. API key will be the header and authorization bearer space API key. This one. Let me create one more JSON. I'll call it as restore shop. Okay. So here we need to post the. I mean, we need to get the details. We need to use this one. We need to get it with filter, right? So we don't need all the details. So I just copy pasted the JSON. Let's go back. Sorry, this one will be get. Tag would be reset shop, and base URL would be from here rest shop and this one. Okay, so here they're going with the filtering is with by the ID equal to dot one. So we don't want based on ID, we want based on user ID, right? Sorry, user ID. Sorry, okay, user underscore ID, and this one is not one. It should be user ID. Select star, which means everything. We don't want everything. We only need the first item. I forgot the option to get first item. I think it's limit. 1 second. I think we have to use limit. Yeah, limit. Select dot name. We need everything, not just one. Um, okay, there should be one and ampersand I have added, and limit equal to 1. Okay, limit equal to 1, and I want the recent one, not the old one. I want the recent one. um, for that I need to sort by, I think this is the one. Let me check. One second, let me open the previous project. I forgot. It's been many days I have done it. Okay, so save shop, fetch shop. Okay, here it is. Okay, so user ID. Okay, order equal to. So first we need to set it in descending order by created date. Okay, so where is it? Okay, so created date should be in descending order, which means the first item, the recent item, will be coming first. We don't need select. Order equal to created underscore at dot DSC and limit by 1. So I call it as, let's call this function at the beginning itself, reset shop. Okay, once we reset the shop, the details will be saved in JSON underscore update shop. Sorry, not update shop. Oh god, I'm keep forgetting. So it should be reset shop. Sorry, restore shop. Uh, I'm sorry, we don't need the data. I'm getting confused. Sorry about that. So here it's not reset shop, it is restore shop, and we are getting details. So we will not have the data, and we are using get. All right. So now we need to check that in JSON and see if it is completed. So this should be restore shop. So when it has restored, okay, so we need to put the data into the JSON underscore restore shop fast ajax dot last data, and if there is an error, let's do the same. On error, restore shop, again put it in ajax dot last data. So let's see now. Contact at shipper.games. Let me sign in. So once I sign in, I should get the data here in restore shop. Okay, you see that? I can close the old project. Okay, you can see the created date, details, user ID. It is picking only one ID, and we need to add this item details 0 dot details to the array. So once this is done, I need to add array, all the data into array. So I should go to load JSON, sorry, JSON underscore restore shop get, which is 0 dot details, 0 dot details, done. So once this is done, I got all the details. I will call update db, sorry, set buttons, so that it will update the coins as well as the buttons as well. Okay, let's put this text here, set buttons instead of um, array dot at 0. So okay, so whenever I call this function, the coins number will be replaced by the array value. Okay, let me run it through, you will understand better. So let me copy this, login, sign in now. Okay, wrong password. Okay, it says owned, you see that, and coins also 300. So it's very simple, right? All right, so let's do one thing now. Let's buy the first item. It says 450. Okay, let me remove this one. At the beginning I have added the coins. Okay, so let's see the array now. Array says it's one, the first one is owned, second one is not owned, third one is owned, and the coins is 450. That's okay. Let me check the database now. You will see the 10th item. Okay, you will see the 10th item. So if I refresh, if I reload this one, it should give me the latest data. Okay, you see that it says 450 and it says I own two items, right? So it's a simple tutorial, it's a simple shop screen. Based on this you can build a much bigger shop, right? So mostly every developer is using the local storage as the shop, right? So if you're releasing it for Android and iOS, I'm sure the store remembers the items, right? So if it is a non-consumable item, store doesn't, sorry, store remembers if it is a non-consumable item. If it is a consumable item, store doesn't remember it. So you have to store it in local storage or somewhere else, right? Instead of that, you can use a database. One, it will help you to restore your user data. You can have the point saves, you can have the store setup, you can have authentication, you can save inventory, weapons if you're building any action games, if you provide some skins for the user avatars. There are a lot of things, right? You can have a online setup, and you can provide a service to the user that whenever they open your app, they can retrieve all the items back. So if you're a independent developer and if you're only one or two people or maybe three people, you might think this is difficult because most companies are doing this, right? So bigger companies have their own database. You might think that you cannot do that, but you can do this. I have done it, so yeah, you can also do it. You can make your apps in enterprise level, not just small apps, but enterprise levels with features that is available in top games. All right, so that's all about this video. I hope it's helpful to you and you're able to understand every bit. If not, you can reach out to me in my Discord server. And if you have any project for me, you can reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you. And also take a look at my portfolio in itch.io. So this is my portfolio. If you're a Patreon, you can access all items. And like I said in previously, I am planning to develop source code every month, tutorials every month, at least one source code, maybe one tutorial every month. So if you're a Patreon, you can get access to everything. But for a normal user, they'll have to purchase. But if you're a Patreon, you can access them. All right then. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, you can share it to people and subscribe if you did not subscribe yet. All right. Thank you. You have a great day. Bye bye. Hello there. Thank you for visiting our channel. Shepherd Games is a developer and publisher of video games, websites and applications and automation. I am Sudeep, the founder of Shepherd Games. I have developed numerous video games ranging from ultra casual to complex real-time multiplayer games, automated process flows with scripting and automation using Google Apps Script, and developed static and dynamic websites and applications. You may review some of my work from the link in the description. Along with self-publishing, I help my clients to achieve their goals with my development services. If you have a requirement, you may write to me or join my Discord server. The contact details are in the description. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do, as more useful content is coming, so you don't miss them.